Hi, quick video here to show you how to use the recently released bulk stage update tool. So I am on a dashboard, and the critical thing here is to have the progress monitor widget. That's the kind of widget that powers this tool. And importantly, it needs to be the stage one. So just remember, if you go into add the widgets for all of your systems, you'll have a by stage version of the progress monitor, and you'll have a by group. There'll be two because you have table and graph, and the one that powers the bulk stage update is the by stage table. So I've got that here for my annual return system, and I've got 71 annual returns here, or confirmation statements I should say, that are ready to send to client for approval. Now let's say that someone's had a really good day and they've done all 71 of those. Of course they don't want to go to every single job card and update them one by one. So what you can do is, if you click on the number there as I did, you will then find that in the bulk job stage progress operations here, what we can see is we can see each of the steps that would be visible on these job cards. So there's only one, send to client, and that's going to go from info to client for approval to client approval to submit. So if we click on that, we can then click progress jobs. Just double checks that we're happy with what we're doing there. And we're going to say OK. Just going to give it a moment to do that. And 71 jobs have been adjusted. Now, the screen's refreshed and all 71 have gone, which is largely what you would expect. Now, just to point out, if we jump back to the dashboard here, what we'll see is that all 71 of those jobs, plus the 3 that were already on this second stage, are now on the second stage. If you have one thing to watch out for, if on that button, on that progress button that I just clicked in bulk there, if you have any traffic light workflow actions, so for example, if the job is blocked because it wants you to fill out a field such as preparer or something like that, it will be included in the count, but it won't be able to take that step. It will get blocked. So if you do this and you see that you have less than the full number being taken, that's because it's being blocked by a traffic light. So that's how you use that. It's actually really simple. There's one variation to show you, and that's the example where you have more than one route. So if I just quickly look at my account system here, what we'll see on the workflow routes tab is that I've got 2 route variations. Now in this instance, when you go to add your widgets, you'll have potentially lots of options for the progress monitor, because we have again the by group versions and the by stage versions. I then have 3 options here. I've got one that's the overall progress monitor, includes all jobs, and I have one for each of my route variations. So I've got one for my on-site jobs, one for my off-site jobs, and of course each of those 3 variations in both table and graph formats. So when you have different routes, of course this means that your buttons, your progress buttons, could be different and your workflow actions could be different. So in order to use this tool, you have to have the widget version that is route specific. So again, by stage, table version for a particular route. Now I've already got that ready here. I've got my stage progress monitor cancel CT specific to the on-site jobs route. Okay, whereas here is my kind of generic overall one. So what we can do is, if we want to move on these 9 jobs where we're requesting missing info, let's say we've just kind of contacted all of those people, or perhaps had Glide send them an email out or something like that. We click on that number, and here we actually have there's 2 buttons. So might be helpful actually just to click on one of these job cards and just kind of make the comparison. So here is the request missing info stage, and we have missing info requested and missing info received. So let's just press back, and I'm going to say, obviously the missing info requested doesn't go anywhere, it just creates another audit log that I've chasing info. So I'm going to do missing info received, and here it's actually giving me a visual reminder that there are 3 actions going to be triggered by pushing this progress button on every single one of these 9 jobs. If you just want to kind of recap on what they are, you just go into your relevant workflow system. It was on-site jobs, it was missing info received, so it's these 3 here. So we are setting the holder to preparer, we're setting a target date, and actually I've got an action here that I haven't even finished setting up, so probably wise for me to delete that one. So it's good to get a quick visual reminder there of what you're doing. As before, in order to actually do this, I should come back to the dashboard. Important to navigate from pressing one of these buttons. The reason for that is that the system then knows exactly what stage you're on, and if there's a route, exactly what route you're on. It means that it knows all of the jobs below have these two buttons currently visible on their job card. So I'll now press this one, now down to 2 actions. I'm going to progress the jobs. I know that this will update all of them because none of my workflow actions I saw there were traffic lights, so it's going to say 9 jobs, and 9 are done, and there they've all gone. So that is how to update stages in bulk. Final point to mention is that if you are kind of at the early setup stage, and this is something that quite often happens. Let's say you've created all of your jobs and you've got maybe 100 jobs on your first stage here, and then someone wants a stage that's before that one, a new first stage, and you want to move all of your jobs back. Well, of course, with this tool, you could just add in a temporary road and move them back, but we do have another bulk operation that simply changes the stage. It won't take any of the workflow action, won't trigger the workflow actions, it won't respect the traffic lights. It's much more of a brute stage changing tool. That one will be released very shortly, so look out for a separate video detailing how to use that one. That one will definitely be restricted to super users because it's not the kind of recommended way of changing stages in bulk. If you need any help with this, of course, just jump onto the help and ping us a message via the support center. Okay, cheers.